Wednesday, May 9th, 2007, just 6 short days ago.
And I want you to go to the hospital and have that heart checked.
I should. I really am thinking I should go.
Do you believe that we're even having this conversation where he's thinking he should go? He worries all the time, right? And what do I tell him? Don't worry. Don't worry. This time, he's literally having chest pains for how long now? 24 hours?
Yeah.
So I say, go to the hospital. Go. All right. If you're afraid to go to the hospital, call your doctor. Ask him. The doctor will back me up on this one. Again, nothing from him. Does he? Now he spends half his time wondering if the building's upside down or if someone's running gas through the oxygen here. That stuff he worries about.
This has been going on for a day. Go to the doctor.
You didn't see him yesterday when he was holding his chest during the show and how many discussions we were having?
Yeah, and I remember I asked you a couple of times, you were okay? You said you were okay, but if this is a day of chest pains, man, I mean, Fez, I'm scared for you. I'm scared for you. Please go.
Why not do the things that you're supposed to do? Then this is what he does. Yesterday at dinner, he goes, I'll have a turkey sandwich with mustard. Like I am the one sitting there watching over him. I know the way you've eaten for the past year.
I know.
Now, as you're having a heart attack, you think a turkey sandwich with mustard is going to save you.
Try to fix it all in one day.
I don't get you, Fez. I'm going to tell you the truth. I went home and I actually talked to Billy Staples about it.
Really?
Yeah.
What did Staples have to say about it?
He was freaked out. Everybody who knows you is freaked out by your behavior right now.
All right, I'm going to go.
When are you going to go?
Should I go now?
Go anytime you want.
All right, I'll go now. Will someone come with me?
I'll go with you. Who do you want?
It doesn't matter. But I'd like to. Is it okay? I'd like to just get a cab and go over to that hospital I went to before. Cause
do whatever you want to do.
Because I'm comfortable with that.
I don't care where you go. What am I going to pick your hospital? I don't know anything about this. Who do you want? You got Pitsy, you got Dave, you got Earl.
I'll go with Pitts.
Shit.
Why, you want a Pitsy?
Well, I just need somebody on the air, and that.
I'll take. Oh, you're right. I'm going to take Earl.
Earl, you want to go over to the hospital?
Yeah, I'll go with him.
Day
I'll
off
take
for you,
Earl.
right?
No, I mean that's hardly a day off. I'm so concerned right now, Fez. I really am. I want you to be better.
All right. Dress in all white and go in like you're his orderly. Where do you feel the pain?
Right here in the center. Right in the center of my... And it kind of goes through to my back.
That's what happened last year, right?
Yeah.
Why do you say it like, yeah, like, oh, that's an odd coincidence?
Well, I had more to it last time when it happened.
All right, Pitsy, you okay to run that?
Can you stand in for Earl?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Or is it better to send Pitsy because Earl's no good to you? I don't know which to do.
Let me take Earl.
You sure?
Let me do something for the show today since I'm not going to be here. Let me take Earl.
Do you have anything you need to do? Oh, we have that other guest coming in.
Yes, but I have faith in my guys.
Wow. All right. All right, Dave, you flip over and you come this way. And let's put the kid over on the phones.
Okay.
You all right?
No, not now.
Now what are you
You'll
upset
be okay,
about?
Fez.
Then I'm going to the hospital.
You'll be okay.
But you're going to the hospital for a good reason, to go get checked out.
Right.
It'll ease your whatever worries you have. You'll be eased today.
Okay.
Why, do you think it's a bad thing to go?
No, it's not a bad thing to go.
What is it?
It's just going through it again.
Right, but you're having the pains, right? Do you think you're having the pains?
Yeah.
Then you got to go.
Right. Okay.
All right, here's the thing. Earl's going to make this special Fez Day. You're going to get to do a lot of other things. There's going to be, look at me, there's going to be good stuff happening.
You're going to be okay.
And Earl's going to be in touch with me. If you need me, I'll be over there.
Okay.
Wait, Lennox? The Lennox one?
I think it's 77th.
You all right?
And Bork, yeah.
But here's the thing, brother. Look at me. I don't want you to get more upset by going.
Right.
I want you to calm down and think if anything is wrong, maybe nothing's wrong. But if anything is wrong, you're going to the right place.
Right. Okay. I'm going.
All right, buddy.
I love you.
I love you, too. Come here. Yep, just 6 days ago, there's Fez Whatley on his way to the hospital. Big announcement today now, 6 days later. Fez Whatley is back!
Hiya, buddy!
Yes, with a brand new stent.
That's me. Back from the dead, second time.
Wow. Do you think this is too soon, Fezzy, to be coming wandering in here?
No, I don't think so. If it hurts again, I'll just go back to the hospital like I always do. I won't argue next time.
You know, I'm going to talk to Elo. There could be a possibility that we could put a studio in that hospital, have you all locked up, and whenever, we just see the little beep thing take off, you get another stent.
At the very least, a secret tunnel from the studio to Lenox Hill Hospital.
Channel. A channel, if you will.
Please.
Fez Watley is back, and he's back in black. Whose return was that? Who yelled that? Somebody when he came back to wrestling.
Yeah.
Was
that Undertaker?
No, I think it might have been. Was it Sting?
I think, yeah, that's right, it was Sting.
Yeah.
When all of a sudden he was no longer Sting, he was the Crow. Brilliant.
You should come back as the Crow. And like Fez Watley's gone, but every once in a while I look up in the rafters and the Crow's up there.
Just with the really thick white makeup, which was my face 6 days ago.
Yeah, man, that was pretty scary again.
When I get clogged up, apparently it takes all the color out of my face, and there isn't a nurse in the hospital that doesn't want to point it out. You're gray. You're so gray.
Look at me just like laughing at every little thing. Like, everything's great.
Keep him amused.
Yeah, everything's happy.
Or he clogs.
No, it was, again, spooky. I'm looking at your arms. You bruise like an old lady.
Oh, yeah. Well, just filled with blood thinners.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
Is that what that does for? Is that what that is?
Yeah, if I don't bruise, then I clot.
Yeah.
And then it goes to my heart and gets stuck in a stent.
Here's what we'll do. Every morning I'll pinch you. Every morning I'll pinch your bruise, so I know you're safe.
You should see my groin.
What? See, it's all I've ever wanted to do. Why do you think I've kept you around all these years, hoping one night you're drunk? Finally, I get to take a gander at it. It's been, I can't tell you how awful the show is without you. We have an awful staff. They're unable to pick up the ball at all. And what I'd like to do, I give you a day or two, and then we fire all these guys, and we clean it out. We start fresh with, this time, professionals.
Oh, I like that idea.
Professional broadcasters.
I had such a great nursing staff while I was
in
the hospital. I mean, they were all just great and so nice and sweet to me.
Boy, you know that you're at the end of death when you think the nurses are great.
And they were so on point and doing their job so well. I'm like, have any of you studied broadcasting?
Now, let's go over this. So you started to feel chest pains what day? The first day we saw you grabbing your chest.
Was it Monday or Tuesday? I think it was Monday.
I think it was Monday you kind of started to grab your chest. By Tuesday night, after the Free FM show, we even started having words because I'm going like, Fez, you're holding your chest. We went through this a year and a half ago, and you dug the heels in and wouldn't go to the hospital. I was just curious, why, knowing your history, on Monday, or especially even by Tuesday, did you not go, this is my chest, I better go over and have this looked at?
Because even though it was like right in the same spot, it wasn't as severe as the heart attack pain.
I understand, but that would be a good thing, like I haven't had the heart attack yet. Because you didn't have a heart attack, right?
Right, yeah. I just had an blockage, 80%.
All right, so 80%? It's dripping.
Right.
It's dripping blood. So you go over, you leave here with Earl. Let's not even get into the Earl stuff now.
Earl. This is the first time I have seen Earl since the cab ride to the emergency room.
I know that he didn't visit. I know he also didn't call. But I want to just say that that's his guilt. Do not take that personal. He is guilty, and he runs. He's a runner.
Sure.
Earl. Yeah. So he's been living underground in a white suit so nobody would recognize him and a big rose on it. So you get over there, your EKG goes fine.
Yeah, the EKG looked good.
So at that point, you're like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But they decide to keep you.
So then they start running blood on me.
Yeah.
Drawing blood.
The secondary test, more or less, right?
Right, yeah. So that's got to be... So now I know I'm stuck... When they start drawing blood...
Right.
And looking at what they call the cardiac enzymes...
Yeah.
I know I'm in there for a good day.
Now, at that point, I'm saying to people, hey, he passed the EKG... They're doing some blood tests. They just want to make sure everything's good. And I'm going like this. and I'm glad. Let him go in there, make sure he gets a clean bill of health. Then he comes back, he won't be nervous. So at that point, like a moron, I think that we're living in Fat City and everything's okay and we don't have nothing to worry about.
Me too, and I'm like, all right, now, you know what, this is just some sort of indigestion.
Right.
Maybe a back spasm again, something like that.
Because that was the other scary thing. 'Cause you were saying it was your chest into your back.
Right.
Which you think, to most people, particularly ones that had a heart attack before, red flag, I better get this checked out.
Yeah, well, now, also, I had a back spasm before that I thought was another heart attack. So it's gone both ways on me here.
Well, you're known to do that. So, at what point do they say, wait, I don't like the way this looks?
So they're checking the enzymes. They're like, let's keep you and watch you another night. Then my doctor, my cardiologist, shows up at the hospital.
Vinny Bombats, everybody knows him. That's the one who seems a little young.
Yeah.
You've got to stop it with the teen doctors. I want you to have a little snow on the roof, every doctor.
So when Doogie gets there, he wants to order...
Are you trying to save money with the doctors and pay them per hour?
All I know is that the practice I go to, his name is Last.
Oh, jeez. All right.
So
he's and Sons.
Yeah, exactly. So I go. So he orders more tests. He wants a nuclear stress test, where they're running the nuke.
So that's
juice.
Above and beyond even the secondary test. That's now we're into the third test, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So I get that,
and you're hating everything.
Oh, just hating everything, and they're just sticking my arm every 2 seconds.
Right.
They're pricking my finger for blood sugar because I'm diabetic.
That's better than fingering your prick, and that's an old George Carlin joke, and it still works to this day, 30 years after.
So I'm just getting everything done to me. So they put me on the treadmill, and then they also do the thing where they put me kind of like in the MRI.
All right. Now I want to know this. How did you do on the treadmill? Because you haven't walked in a year and a half.
That wasn't good.
Yeah.
I was a little winded.
It's not so much that you haven't done the food thing, which you haven't, but you really have done none of the exercise stuff in a year and a half.
Right, yeah.
You just didn't like the feel of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so now nuke juice and MRI.
Yeah, so I get that done where they're taking a total 360, almost like 3D picture of my heart. And I'm thinking, all right, this will show that, and at this point, my doctor's saying, well, I think we're looking at acid reflux here. And we're going to have to put you on the little purple pill, the Nexium.
Were you still having pain?
The pain had let up a lot. So I think some blood got through that blockage. So I'm sitting, they send me back to my room, and I'm just waiting hours and hours to find out what went on with the stress test. And I'm thinking, I'm getting ready to leave. Thinking,
any minute, right.
Yeah, he's going to give me the antacid. I'm going to get the big Tums and just be able to get out of here. So he comes in and says to me, we found something. Which, yes, to me.
It must have just stopped time for you.
Right, exactly. So
we found something wrong with your heart.
And they're really looking.
What kind of news is that to get?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, and they're looking everywhere.
Yeah, and they checked the old stent, and the first stent, stent number 1, my older child, is, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's clear, it's good.
Because normally a lot of these things have been just shooting out of people's chests like bullets.
Yeah, they're little time bombs that get put in there.
That's a nice way to think about it.
Right. So he goes, we found something on the other side of the heart. Because the first one went in the back of the heart.
Yeah.
This was in the front of the heart.
Should be easier to see.
Yeah. So he goes, and it's a branch off of an artery. There's a spot there. We have to go in and look at it. So now...
So it's part of the artery, but it's a branch.
Right.
I don't know how the heart
branch
works.
office.
Yeah.
So they have to go in with the catheterization. The angiogram is what they call it, where they shoot the little line up through my groin into my arteries and check everything out. So it gets progressively worse as I go. So because then they're saying, all right, we think it's going to be nothing, but here's a spot that we saw that looked weird on the MRI, so we're going to look at that. So then I'm hearing, well, it may even be, if it is clogged, it's probably even too small to open up. with an angioplasty. And we'll just have to live with it and treat it with nitro pills.
Right. This is the X-ray that you have here.
Right.
You see the heart, and that is where the doctor says that looks like a toy truck. Have you been chewing on your toys?
I don't know what happens in my sleep.
Here's what I want, Dave, in the future. Take the cereal boxes and make sure there's no small toys.
Will do.
And get rid of them, because you're eating those. All right, so they find... So that's nerve-wracking, and they're ready to rock you.
Right. So then I have to wait another day. So now I think I'm up to Friday, where they're going to do the angiogram, go in through my groin. So I'm in the operating room, and it turns out that it's not a little branch. It's something, as they put it, a much more crucial part of the heart, a much more serious... The blockage was much more serious than they anticipated when they first looked at it.
Okay.
So it just keeps getting worse and everything.
And this is why you're on the table?
Yeah.
So while you're on the table, they're telling you this looks worse.
Yeah.
And what is your condition now? I mean, you're just...
At that point, they've already gone in through my groin.
Yeah.
And and it was just killing me. I mean, I never felt pain like that before. I didn't feel it the first time they did it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to feel pain.
Yeah, I didn't feel a thing the first time they did it. And every time he would try to thread it through again, I would just scream out loud. And so they
Give me an example how loud you screamed. Oh, Jesus Christ. So this guy's trying to do hard stuff.
Right.
You're awake and you're yelling like that in his face.
Yeah.
And he's just a kid. So he's already nervous. This is the first time he's ever done it.
That's my cardiologist.
Oh, okay.
So, and they're like giving me more and more sedation because I can't handle the pain. And now they're just trying to knock me out. So I go out for a little bit on the table. I remember that. And I remember coming to and...
You fainted?
No.
Or you passed out?
I just went out. I went to sleep.
What kind of drugs were you taking?
I can't remember. It was something with a B that they were calling it. And they were asking, can he have some more of it? And they were like, putting it in my IV bag.
Because it was hurting and you shouldn't have been hurting.
Exactly.
Okay. So you pass out, you wake back up, you're still there.
I'm still on the table. It's not done.
Yeah. Instead of waking up in your room going, that was really weird the way you want to.
Yeah. So I'm still on the cold, steely operating room table, naked.
Now, they need to keep you awake for some reason, right? Why don't they knock you out for these things?
I'm not...
Because everybody's always awake for these.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's just because if they're working on the heart, they don't want to put you out under a general anesthetic. It's dangerous enough what they're doing.
I see.
So don't put them out all the way.
Okay.
So I come to, and I start... I'm getting sick from the sedation medicine, from the sedative. So, and I'm telling them, I go, I'm really nauseous. I'm really, really bad nauseous.
Yeah.
And the doctor, the guy who's doing the procedure, says to me, Fez, I need 5 minutes to put the stent in. Can you give me 5 minutes? And I swear to you, I'm done. And I'm like, I'm getting a stent? That's when I'm like, oh God, we're back to another stent. That's when I found out that happy news.
Yeah.
So, and I'm just getting sicker, and the room is spinning, and he's like, and I'm trying to hold on, and then I hear, I need 2 more minutes. But the surgical nurses, the operating room girls, they know I can't hold it. They go get this giant bedpan for me, this big bucket. Mm-hmm. So they're holding it next up to me, so I can just kind of lean over to the side and puke. Mm-hmm. I projectile vomit past this pan and hit the surgical nurse right in the chest.
God.
And it goes everywhere. And I just hear her go,
I hate this guy.
I hate this guy. I hate this job. I hate this hospital.
Why did I go to college so long to be puked on?
Yeah. So they finally, they got me calmed down, I guess. I think I only puked once. They got the stent placed, obviously.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was just hell on wheels, the show I put on. Because then I couldn't stop puking.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get me, they had to wait to get me off the table, and I'm puking on the gurney that they're moving me back to recovery in. So then they got really concerned because apparently I was kind of unresponsive while they were talking to me. I remember them talking to me,
right,
and me just being so out of it I couldn't talk back to them. And then they said I heard them talking about my throat and my neck and my back. Apparently this all lit up. It all got bright red and swollen.
Like you do sometimes when you're nervous.
Right, yeah. So
You look, sometimes when he's nervous, it looks like you got scratched by a cat. It just comes out of nowhere.
yeah, and it shows up mostly on the right side.
Yeah,
too.
I know. I see it every once in a while when I know you're not having fun.
So, yeah, my hives show up. And then it's, then I...
So that freaked them out because they weren't used to it.
Right, then they were getting rid. Then I became that patient that is the reason why people hate to go to hospitals.
Right.
That person that down the hall from the person you're visiting who's just retching and dry heaving and moaning and can't shut up.
Right.
And you can hear him all the way down the floor. I became that guy.
Became or have always been, but finally now you're realizing it.
Really had an excuse to showcase it. Then came the diarrhea, where I shit the recovery room bed not once, not twice, 3 times. They were putting a little bedpan up to my ass, which was getting overflowed every single time. And I just lost all bowel control. I had no idea it was happening. Until, the sound and the smell would hit me.
They are going to take you to the vet next time because the puking, the shitting, the shaking is what happens to a dog on the operating table, not to a human.
It was so...
I don't know of a drug that makes you shit yourself.
I just lost...
You wouldn't think that they would give it out.
Yeah, it doesn't help anything. Especially, in recovery or on the operating room table. So, and then every time, then I would puke and I would shit again because just the convulsions of puking would unlock my bowels one more time.
Maybe it's me, but I would have rather died on the table than have this on my permanent record.
I thought I was going. At one point I thought, all right, I'm just going to go to the light here because I'm never going to stop puking. It's just never going to stop.
Yeah, that's sick when you feel like that. I cannot, you have to be allergic to this drug because no sedative makes you throw up and shit. Why would they ever give it out?
Yeah.
They wouldn't be able to hand down. We didn't know exactly what happened, but your doctor came out to talk to, and this is why we were on the air. So my chick and your brother Travis were there, and he was saying to them, he's something else, isn't he? He,
I mean,
is he always that tightly wound? And they're like, why? And they go, he put on some act in there. And they're all just like, well, I don't know. Is he okay? Like, they didn't want to hear the details.
Yeah, I don't think they minded the puking and crapping as much as they did. They just didn't believe me when I was saying that the catheter hurt so bad.
Yeah, because that's something that doesn't happen, right?
It's not supposed to happen. And here's the thing. They're going through arteries and stuff, and as they explained to me, arteries don't have nerves. You can't feel it. But he was jabbing.
But it did hurt you.
It was excruciating.
Could they have caught something else on the way in?
Well, then my doctor, when I talked to him afterwards, I told him about the hard time that I had.
Yeah.
And he goes, there's a major nerve there, and sometimes they can clip that on the way in. He goes, that might have been what happened. He goes, but it usually doesn't happen. But I could feel, it goes in here, my groin, but I could feel it up here. As it got high, every time he shoved it again, it felt like
that doesn't sound right, though. Like, if you hit a nerve, it should have happened as soon as it went in, right?
Right, yeah.
Not up in your gut somewhere.
Yeah, but I'm like, this thing is poking into my liver and intestine, something.
Let me ask you something. Could that be why you were puking and shitting and not the drug?
Oh, maybe, yeah. Maybe they touched a magic button in there somewhere that just let the bowels loose.
Wow.
But it was a mess, yeah. I gotta agree with that guy, with the surgeon. Yeah, I did put on quite a show.
Well, your brother ended up having to give him another $800 out of his pocket.
What?
Just to do the right thing. He goes, I know what you've been through, but look, here's $800, And he didn't even say 800. He said, here's something. He tucks it in his shirt. Let the guy count it later. I'm sure he was happy.
Yeah.
I'm sure it made him forget some of the problems he went through.
I can't imagine. I mean, and I was on the floor where you're right outside the operating room.
Yeah.
So, operating rooms.
Yeah.
So everybody's lined up, kind of like on the runway at JFK.
Yeah.
You know, to
And then
get
they
in
see
there.
you coming out.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know, one side is people recovering, coming out. The other side of the room is people getting ready to go in.
They just run these things all the time.
Yeah, and I'm like, my guy couldn't possibly go back in there and try another one. I'm sure he's lost his nerve after me.
He's like, these things don't work. I've seen hell. Wow.
Yeah.
So now here we are. You're two stent Johnny.
Yeah.
You got a stent,
I got a stent in the front, I got a stent in the back.
and you can only get 4 possible stents
I think so, yeah. I think that's
because there's
the
only
rule.
4 arteries, right?
Right. And then they start bypassing you.
Or can't we just get a baboon heart now? Why, we get the chance to find the baboon that we want.
It just totally feels like a Grinch heart in there. It feels like it's so small with just springs sticking out of it.
He actually came out and said to your brother, he said that your heart is like a bunch of wet dress socks with just hoses stuck to it, which I don't know what the heart's supposed to look like, but that doesn't seem good.
No, it can't be good. So, and then I didn't know they left they were so worried about me, they left the catheterization needle in. So, in case they had to go back in for whatever reason. So, I go back to my room, I can't understand why my groin is still hurting so bad. I still had that needle left in me.
Oh, my God.
Still poking me. And then that was a 20-minute ordeal later that night, in the middle of the night, or later that night, when they were trying to get it out.
Jesus.
That took 20 minutes to work that thing out of
Didn't
my
that hurt
groin.
again?
Oh, that was amazing. Because I guess they said it goes into an artery. So they have to put pressure there to clot everything. So if they just pull it out, that artery's going to start bleeding. So they got to apply pressure to make sure that clots and doesn't keep bleeding. And it takes 20 minutes of a guy named Kenny pushing on my groin.
Which normally is a good thing. A guy named Kenny pushing on your groin.
Sure, on the east side for those prices, that's great.
And normally that wouldn't take 20 minutes. Wow. So that is just wild.
Yeah. So now they're telling me cardiac rehab.
Yeah, right.
And I got a book on stents that they bring me, and it's the whole thing all over again.
You really are back to go.
Yeah.
Starting this thing from scratch.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, even though I didn't have a heart attack, which would have laid me up a little bit longer, but yeah, it basically is all the same stuff again.
Did they give you any idea of how long it would have been before you would have had the heart attack if they didn't catch this?
No, I gotta go see the cardiologist next week.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday. And when he was discharging me, he says, we're gonna go over everything.
Yeah.
And find out how this happened.
Well, I will tell you this. If I see you touch your left-hand pocket, I'm calling you doctor. I will never wait. Last year we waited too long. This year it felt like it was too long, not as long as last year. Now, I have got somebody eyeballing you at all time. If they see you scratch a nipple, we are calling an ambulance.
Or long blinks, because that was another telltale sign. The last couple weeks, he would fed.
Long blinks?
Yeah, this is what you would do.
Not only do you grab your chest, but then you blink really exaggeratedly, like a 3-5 second blink, and it looks like you're almost going to pass out. So we got to watch out for that.
Well, they kept asking me, what were you doing when the pain started?
Yeah.
And they're expecting to hear kayaking,
Yeah.
rock climbing. I'm like, I was sitting at the, console. I was on the air when it started hurting.
But
I was sitting down.
yeah, but that was the first time it started hurting on Monday?
Yeah, it started hurting, yeah. It was like a dull ache, like I said, and then I would get these really sharp pains.
Yeah.
And then those kind of subsided, but I still had the original pain. Is what, finally made me go.
One of my ideas is this. We find that ribs are no longer a side dish. We say to ourselves, ribs are not a side dish. And I've been going over this in my head. I know that we eat terrible, but you just got checked out like a year ago, right?
Last August.
You should have been able to eat cement for a year without it clogging up. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
this has got to be the genetic thing, which you should sue your father for giving you a faulty heart.
If he had anything, I'd take it.
What a terrible thing to say. Seriously.
I would be suing myself.
That's in my opinion, that's doubly mean.
Oh,
and that's
okay.
part of,
Right.
I think, attitude. I think you have got to stop thinking as hate as being a normal way
Right, yeah.
of view life.
I see, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I don't know where to go, but I really do think this time we got to pay attention.
Right, yeah. It's a third chance, really. And when you think about it, I was adding them up. I'm going, all right, being born, that's a first chance, I guess. That's a heart attack,
Right.
second chance in life.
Yeah.
This is a third chance. Yeah, I'm just going to fix things, I guess. I don't know how or where or when, but...
But the doctor also said that the stress thing, because he saw how nervous you are doing this stuff compared to and he's like, this is what hurts, that you cannot worry all the time.
Yeah, he told me as he was checking me out, he goes, we have to do anti-anxiety
Right.
drug. He goes, we just have to. He goes, because he brought up everything you said.
Yeah.
You know, the hereditary.
Right.
He goes, I know this is genetic.
Right.
Just looking at it. He goes, but your stress. And he goes, putting on that weight didn't help, but
Right.
But
that's not even
fast.
that's not even as bad as the stress your
Right.
doctor was saying.
Yeah.
But how do you say to someone, if you worry you'll die, wouldn't that person start to worry more?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it feels like, I swear to you, it feels like my heart is shrinking as we speak.
Now,
Like,
why would that be?
I don't know. I mean, no, I just mentally, that's the picture of it. Like, it's
But that's what I
every
mean.
time they go in there, it feels like they're taking another chunk out of it.
I see, like they're chipping it down.
Yeah, exactly. Because I got that dead spot from the first heart attack, so that's a percentage I'm not getting back.
I honestly wouldn't mind getting a transplant. And I was thinking, we find a young athlete, we kill him, and we take his heart. I mean, just some young 4'3" in the 40.
Right.
Just really a first rounder. And we whack him and we dig that chest. Now, I don't know if I can do the operation myself, because I don't see your doctors being willing to do it.
No.
But I think I could get in there and patch it together decently.
Well, enough to get me to somebody,
And then what I'll try to do is just stick your old stent heart in his chest and make it seem like he had the heart attack.
He really slowed down, that top athlete.
How did he ever win there for a while?
That blue chipper.
All right, so this is good news.
Right,
Because now you're back to it. I was thinking about this. You've been going through this period of, a little bit of stress, a lot of stress, some confusion. Maybe your blood wasn't pumping, right? Maybe you weren't getting the oxygen to your brain that was making you kind of even feel bad for no reason or, worry. Like, that can't be good for you. Not to have the blood flowing properly.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm blocked off and it's either not going to the lungs or the head or something, it's going to catch up to you.
They were, the nickname the nurses had for you was gravy blood, which I said, it's okay. I said to them, I called them all together. I go, it's okay to do, but not to his face.
Right.
I go, make sure it's behind his back when you start calling him gravy blood, because he's sensitive.
I thought that was the guy in the next room.
No, that was you.
The next bed.
Yeah. Didn't you see him pointing at you when they said it? I can't believe you're back here in less than a week. I thought you'd be off for a couple more weeks.
Yeah, well,
As long as it's not a heart attack first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because, this they fixed. Like the
Right.
heart attack, it actually does damage to the heart.
Right.
This got fixed before the damage got done.
Which is great.
I hope.
That's wonderful.
I think.
So really, this is as bad as it was, and it was terrible. This is still just a warning flare.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, Everybody go to the hospital whenever you feel something in your chest.
He says that, but you know he doesn't believe. Because you didn't want to go through this experience.
No.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And I knew when I went that day that I was getting at least 24 hours.
Yeah.
Because I've been through this before. Because the blood work they got to do, it's like 3 or 4 different times they have to draw blood. Every certain amount of hours, every like 6 hours they got to take it, and just keep comparing it.
Yeah.
So I knew I was getting a full day. Then when they kept me again, for a stress test the next day, and then they're like, all right, then we'll do an angioplasty, angiogram if we have to. That was the next day. It was just insane.
It's stunning. It's absolutely stunning.
And I was so uncomfortable in there. I could not sleep.
Were they giving you any meds to sleep?
No.
Because that'll just make you shit yourself.
Exactly. They know me.
Mr. Watley, time to take another shit pill. I'm going to put you in a baby pool.
Well, then they started scaring me. They're like, all right, so Friday afternoon I had the stent put in. They're talking to me Friday night that I can go home the next day and go home on Saturday, if everything checks out. But not until I piss. And I couldn't piss. They had that exterior, what they call a Texas catheter on me again.
Texas catheter?
That's what they call it. I had no idea. So it's this big giant condom, big thick rubber, that they've glued to my dick because I still have the adhesive on me that I can't get off. And I'm supposed to piss in this tube into a bag because I'm not allowed out of bed. I'm not even allowed to sit up after the stent. So, and I can't piss. And the nurse comes in, she's pressing on me, and she goes, your bladder's full, and you're not urinating. That's not good. And you're not going home if you're not urinating. So, I didn't know what to do at that point. And I'm pee shy, and I'm trying to force piss through this tube.
Just to get out of there.
Exactly, just anything, and my groin's killing me, and it's not working. Finally, they let me take the Texas catheter off. I had to remove that myself through the adhesive, and they brought me in a jug, and as soon as everyone was out of the way and I had a jug instead of a tube tied to me, I was able to fill that sucker.
The only way I can piss is a Texas catheter. That's the only way I'll travel now. If I drive to Florida, I'm wearing a Texas catheter.
And the old guy, and I'm in the heart unit, so everybody around me is, 75 plus. Having the same problems and get the same stents I am. The old guy next to me is ringing the nurse all night asking for a Texas catheter. He knows the name somehow and is asking for this thing to be put on his dick. Just bizarre.
Because he thought he'd piss himself during the night?
Yeah. He just didn't want to get up.
I don't blame him. Not when you have a Texas catheter. That's like getting up to do the TV when you got a remote. I would never fucking do it.
He had gotten a pacemaker put in and was still leaking from the wound where they opened him up to put his pacemaker in.
So you got 2 more stents, a pacemaker. You got a long way to go before finally we start to worry.
Oh, yeah. Defibrillator. There's still a bypass surgery. There's all kinds of stuff they can still do to me.
You're a young man. You remind me of Tiger Woods when he already had 2 majors very, very early on, like when he was 21. We're all sitting around going, we have no idea how long he can go with this.
Yeah, I still have my whole cardiac life ahead of me.
Yeah.
Surgical-wise, anyway.
All right, the Ron and Fez Show, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Fezzy's back. And you're working the full schedule, Fez?
Yeah, I'm going to try to do the whole thing today.
You're just going to stick with it, huh?
I'm going to play it by ear, but right now I feel, I'm good to go.
You don't want to do a thing where you come in and do an hour here and there, and we work you in, end a game, stuff like that?
Nah, I think I'm good.
Well, I'll tell you this.
As long as they told me not to sit around too long.
So what do? We do the show walking now?
I just got to...
A great idea I'm having.
I just have to get up every once and exercise the groin.
I'll have Pepper Hicks run after you with a boom mic. Well, you really could. You could take a cordless and just walk around out in the lobby, back and forth as you're pondering stuff. All right, here is... people want to talk to Fezzy. Fezzy's back. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Ron Zero Fez. And let me say this. Welcome back, pal. It was a little spooky again.
It's good to be back, and it is unbelievable to get to see you.
Yeah, I know.
Because I know when I'm around you, I'm safe. I'm going to get emotional here.
You know that I'm ready to send you back to the hospital right now.
Right.
I want you to live in the hospital now. I want you to be the boy in the bubble.
I need a bubble.
Yeah.
I know, and I know who not to take with me to the hospital next time.
Let's not even get into that because I'm worried. Again, that's stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was stressful. I'll give you that. I don't know if it was more stressful on me or him.
No, I got a new nickname for him, but in a post-Imus world, I only use it in the privacy of my own home.
Oh, okay.
What I say it over and over. I kept yelling it in the shower.
Save it. I'll come over for a heart-healthy dinner tonight, and we'll both enjoy it.
Is this heart healthy? Let me take a look at this. Is this heart healthy? So have they told you what you can't eat now?
Yeah, they actually said you had a heart attack. You know the routine.
Not really. I can't tell you how confusing it was to us last time.
Well, I got all the books and folders and everything else again.
Well, as far as we were going to start having healthier lunches, and Vinny Cooper, was putting together a book. Did we get it yet?
No, we haven't gotten the book yet, just as
Oh.
we thought.
Well, I didn't think. I thought she'd come through.
I don't think she's going to come through for you, Fez.
She's
Why
always
wouldn't
so
you?
efficient.
She's a little bit of a cocktail hound, so to speak. You know what I mean?
That
Yeah.
don't make you a bad person.
Floozy
Yeah.
is another word for
Oh.
it. Drunken.
And let me also...
Boozy, not floozy.
Yeah, boozy. She's not a floozy.
Drunken floozy.
Floozy is what she does before, which she's kind of changed.
Oh.
She's no longer a floozy. Did you bring up to him that you were drunk and dancing at Bar 9 and doing backflips?
No, I'm not going to bring up anything bad that I did.
Yeah.
While I'm in there, why get this thing blamed on me while I'm laying in there?
I'm wondering if that was a good idea.
I doubt it.
It was exercise.
Was it?
Yeah, but the first time in a year
you were
and a half.
dancing with him.
Yeah, I didn't.
We're lucky you didn't die on the floor thanks to you. Anthony, you're on Run of Fez. Anthony, go ahead, buddy. You're on the Run of Fez show.
I am a little confused. When Gravy Blood was telling that story, was he telling the story of why he went to the hospital, or was that a setup for the Aristocrats show?
It really is. He's puking. He's shitting. The only thing is, like, your daughter didn't come in. Here's oops, I don't know what Pepper Hicks is doing over there. Here's Russ. Russ, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, boys, what's going on?
Yeah.
Hey, Fezzy, I'm glad you're back. I just wanted to call and let you know we missed you.
Oh, thank you, Russ. I appreciate that.
All right, I'm punching out.
Fezzy, you would
Her
not
punching out.
wouldn't believe the amount of people that were worried about you. I got 3 separate emails from listener.
3 this time?
Yeah. So double what that 1.5 that we got. Because last time I sent one of the emails to Get Well Soon.
And 2 of them were from Mikey Boy.
And you know who's really worried about you too is Mikey D.
Oh, really?
Who said that if he would have taken you to the hospital, he never would have abandoned you like some people.
You know what? I cannot argue with that statement whatsoever.
Yeah.
That if Mikey D had taken me to the emergency room, Mikey D would have been in the emergency room with me.
Easy, Fez. Calm down. Every time you yell, a stent pops. So this is the way we're going to do the show from now on.
Oh, okay.
Quietly, softly. Here's Jake. Jake, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, how you doing, boys? Fezzy, welcome back. Listen, what they put you on to calm you down, it's called benzodiazepine, and it definitely makes things come out from both ends.
That's it. I knew it was a B word. That's it.
So there is a sedative that makes you puke and shit.
Yeah, it's benzodiazepine. But, Ronnie, this is what you got to do. I know you love Fezzy like he's your girl's second cousin.
Right.
Next time something like this happens, just put your hand over his nose, Ronnie.
I literally, when I was watching The Sopranos Sunday night, and Chrissy was spitting up blood, and Tony did that, I went, I understand completely. There becomes a point where you just have to say enough is enough.
Pillow over the face at that point.
Did you cry watching that, Sopranos?
I was more shocked by it. I didn't start crying during it.
I am too disconnected from the whole show to even care. And I also remember a lot of trouble that he caused when he used to be Spider. So I'm like, you know what?
Right.
You've done nothing but cause problems. Oh, that reminds me, I got a giant celebrity sighting to tell you guys about. The all-time weirdest celebrity sighting I've ever had.
Oh, nice.
And here's Frenchie. Frenchie, you're on Manifest.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Fezzy.
Thank you,
I
French.
just wanted to say I was worried about you, and it feels really good to hear you on the air and so energetic. And
Good to hear your voice.
Frenchie was so worried about you, she could barely keep her pants up on Pal Talk.
That'll happen. She cares.
She may be leading to us getting rid of Pal Talk, because it's just too much.
No. I'm out today doing errands, so
Thank God.
everything should be good, right?
Yeah. But Frenchie called, checking up on you, shed a tear or two.
Aw, thank you, Frenchie.
I love you, Fezzy, and it feels great to hear you.
And the other great thing is Frenchie's not the type to make a lot of empty promises like Vinnie Cooper.
Frenchie usually follows through.
Right. Well, she's got her alcohol thing under control. She knows what she's doing.
She doesn't stay up to all hours of the night.
Okay.
Bar to bar.
All right, love you, French.
I love you guys, too. Love you, Fezzy.
All right, bye-bye. I'm telling you, she's been very bad lately, Fez. Very, very bad. Here's Greg. Greg, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, welcome back, Fezzy.
Thanks, pal.
A couple things. First, I noticed a huge difference in your energy right now. Do you feel different now than before you went in? Enough? You know what I'm asking?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Do I feel unclogged?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do feel like a little lighter or something like that.
The night that you called us at Free FM, you were bing, 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 one joke after another, and after I hung up the phone, I'm like, damn, I haven't heard that Fez in a long time. I mean, you normally, like in the last couple of years, you're like, here's a joke, and now I'll sit back. Here's a joke, and now I'll sit back. But I was seeing that you were combination punches. You were throwing combination punches. You caught me with a left hook that knocked me down. Oh, please, boys, stop doing that. You're making me nervous. Don't, E-Rock. Don't make me even more nervous. Don't. Just don't do it. Ugh. Here's Tom. Tom, you're on Fez.
Hey guys, how you doing? Fez, great to have you back. Listen, what are you going to do as far as the anxiety therapy? I know you were talking about all that stuff before. What's your game plan now?
All right. Well, first of all, the new Stent is just still getting wet.
Right.
But you do still have all your things that you're lining up for, and you're going to go back to your cardiologist.
Oh, yeah. I got to go to the cardiologist next week.
Yeah.
I got the therapist tomorrow. I still have a psychiatrist I'm supposed to see for the anti-anxiety drugs.
Yeah.
That the cardiologist is now demanding.
I mean, obviously you want to do whatever it takes, but you also don't want to overwhelm yourself.
Right.
Going, I've got 40 things to do, to fix my heart.
Yeah, because when a heart attack happened, I remember just thinking, all right, I have to have this cardiac diet. Oh, I have to have this diabetic diet.
Right.
And just like thinking, all right, everything's going to change. Everything's for the worst here.
Yeah, did they check your diabetes?
Oh, yeah, they checked it constantly.
How's that?
It was running a little high.
Yeah. And I know that you don't know. The doctor said they're going to probably take off a couple of toes.
What?
What do you care? I know how tight your shoes are anyway. So the best thing I'm looking for I think once we lose the toes, we take a little bit off the sides, and we start to maybe one day get you in cowboy boots.
Oh, that'd be nice to get to a 10.5.
Get you out of flippers. If we can get you out of flippers, because the doctor said his feet are as wide as they are long, which is almost impossible. They said you're walking
almost impossible?
They said you're walking on squares.
Wow. I wish I had talked to the doctor more.
Again, I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of this information.
So I just, you know what, I know I'm going to do things better. I know I'm going to change some things. I'm just trying not to take it all in the first week.
Yeah.
I think
it's a great idea.
I'm actually just trying not to even think about I have not even taken a moment where I've oh my God, I was 20% away from another heart attack.
Right.
I haven't, anytime I've caught myself thinking about that, I've just gotten up and moved, and I haven't even taken in that I got another stent. I'm just trying not to believe it.
Well, I think you started to take it in that second.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
But I know, I agree with you. You don't want to take all the stuff. It's an overwhelming amount of stuff that you have lined up. So you got to find some way of going, here's a little piece, here's a little piece. Now you're kind of done with Lenox Hill, or?
Yeah, I'm all done with the hospital. Yeah,
that's great. They were good people again.
They were great people. Dr. Iyer, who put the stent in, that guy was there. I mean, I went in, I think, just before noontime, and that guy stayed there all evening to check on me because I had such a bad reaction. Then, you
don't want to be sued.
Yeah.
He's got a guy puking and shitting and just acting like a Kennedy. Why would he leave you alone?
Then he left one of the doctors that works for him there with me because he had to go speak at a conference. And I got so much confidence in him after that, knowing he was, speaking somewhere. And then he even called in the middle of the night to check on me.
Here's Drew. Drew, you're on Fez.
Hey, buddy. What's up?
Good.
Hey, Fez, glad to hear that you're much better, and we're hoping you could clear up a conflicting story with us. When you entered the hospital, did you actually shoo Earl away, or did you tell him to come in and join you?
What happened was there was a nurse that was running the ER, and she was standing around yelling at everybody. So the way I remember it was telling Earl, wait and talk to this lady to get in. Because so I wanted Earl in there, but that was the little drill sergeant that he had to talk to.
Right.
And I never saw Earl again after that. I did not shoo Earl away.
Let me ask you this then. Who paid for the taxi?
I paid for the taxi.
All right, so you paid for your own taxi. You were in there alone. So basically, I didn't send anybody with you.
No, I went by myself. And then other people somehow got in the ER to see me and be with me. And then I would hear Earl stories from the ER waiting room. Like Earl is on the phone screaming at somebody.
Who told you this, my chick?
Yeah.
Well, he was screaming at us because I was telling him, Earl, I wanted you to go in with Fez. I wanted you to be a mensch and get in there. And at another point, he said he needed air, so he went down in the corner.
Yeah, then I heard that story, that Earl needed air in the waiting room. I needed air.
And he went to the snack bar.
Oh, yeah, he had peanuts.
A bag of peanuts.
Really?
While you were getting a second stent put in. Nice guy.
Well, that is not true. Dave, continue with your fiction.
Oh, wait, is this the first time you're ready to say something isn't true? Up to this point, everything has been true? Because you're fighting with us that you did the best you could for Fez. Fez is saying you weren't there for him. So I want you to tell me again that you did a great job, even though the patient said you didn't.
I never said I did a great job. I did the best that I could.
And that wasn't enough. Can you admit to that?
I mean, I'm always going to say it was never anything I do. In my mind, is never enough.
Thing, you did not do enough for Fez. You're making it about you again when it was about Fez.
I'm not trying
He wanted somebody in the ER with him.
So, and I was like, once I finally went, I'm like, let's just get there. So we get the cab, and we're on our way to Lenox Hill Hospital, and we're going down Park Avenue. We're going up Park Avenue, and I'm like, I get the money out to pay for the cab, and I keep hearing, your money's no good here. Your money's no good here.
What does that even mean? What are you in a bar? You're buying drinks for people?
But then we get there, we get to the hospital, and he's still looking for money to pay the cab. And all I want to do now is get out of the cab and get this over with. And I'm like, Earl, I have it in my hand. Please just let me throw this 20 at the cab driver.
The guy has heart problems.
Stress.
You can't fumble around.
And I'm like, it's one of those things where it's like, I have the money, he's looking for the money, but still telling me not to give the cab driver my money.
He's always looking.
And I was, oh God, and I can't tell you this. And I'm like, if I have it sit in this back of this cab for another second, I'm going to burst.
He's always shuffling and looking.
And then I just, then it was, after that. What happened was, we signed into the ER, and I'm like, you know what? Once they get me on a table or in a bed, they're not letting me up. I've been through this before. So I said to Earl, I'm going to go use the bathroom before I go in there.
Before you get your Texas catheter.
Exactly. Then it's tube time. So as I'm coming out of the bathroom, they're screaming, they're yelling for me because they know chest pains. They want to put me in. So Earl can't get across. So I'm right there by the entrance where the bathroom is. Earl can't get across the waiting room to get there with me in time to talk to that little drill sergeant ER woman. So that's when the glass slammed shut and I didn't see Earl again. It was moving in slow motion.
Well, I wanted to have Solera come stay a couple days at your house and take care of you.
Right.
She's still busy with Alki. So I'm going to send Dizzy over.
Oh.
And Dizzy is going to be your Latin nurse.
Oh, okay.
All right, since you have your little problem, you've had 2 brothers and a sister come visit you.
Yes.
That's a great family, Fez.
They're here in an instant.
Corky's in right now. Your brother your brother Travis showed up.
He came in first.
Then your sister.
Yep, and the day he left, she got there. So they overlapped.
Does it occur to you that you have a great family and you have a lot of blessings?
Yeah, it does. It's a very good family.
Yeah.
They really watch out for each other.
For you, not for each other. You have to take it in.
Well, I want to include myself in watching out for them, too.
You really don't. When it comes to you, I've never known you to show up at the hospital to help anyone. But, I know you always send a centerpiece or a card.
Yes.
But that is unbelievably nice
to
know that you have that.
And my sister went home today, and Corky got here last night.
So that's fantastic.
So they made sure I did not have a moment alone. Good. Which is really a really good family to have.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
I just sometimes want you to stop and see the good things.
Yeah. Now, on discharge day, when I got out of the hospital...
Well, finally, you got one of those in, a discharge.
Remember your cupcake place that I turned my
Buttercups?
that I turned my family onto?
Yeah.
My sister and my little brother show up to get me out of the hospital. They've each got a box of Buttercup cupcakes for themselves under their arms. As we stopped there on the way to the hospital.
Wow, you didn't eat any of those, did you?
No, I didn't touch a one.
Delicious.
I know. Right now I'm going through like a sugar and caffeine withdrawal still, because I haven't had it in a week.
Bobo, you're on Run Fez.
Hiya, buddies.
Yeah.
Hi, Fez. Welcome back. I'm so happy that you're okay.
Thank you, Bobo. Are you doing all right?
You
sound a little choked up.
I think I've had a little easier time than you, and it's very nice.
He's been going through a rough time himself.
Oh, I know. I'm worried about him.
Don't.
I can't worry. Sorry, you're on your own, Bobo.
Cannot worry. I don't care whether he lives or dies, Fezzy.
With all my heart, though, I want you to know that. And Ronnie, I had a question for you.
Yeah.
When you were a little boy, didn't you used to go by the name Tex?
You can't believe Wikipedia. That happened for 2 seconds. For some reason, Wikipedia won't drop it.
But Fez had
I had a cowboy fixation. I dressed up like a cowboy all the time.
Fez had a Texas catheter.
Bobo, you're turning into Radio Shark.
Thank you.
Oh, I thought he gave himself, like, the quick out. All right,
you think that's a good thing, Bobo?
I guarantee you, Radio Shark just went, what the fuck? I don't believe this shit.
I'm all about pre-recorded music stabs here.
And he's gone.
Yeah.
He actually let himself go.
Yeah.
Strange Bobo. Strange Bobo. All right, the Ron and Fez Show, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Oh, Jerry Falwell, hospitalized.
Yeah, they said they found him unconscious.
Drunk?
We don't know the state of his liver at this point.
He looks like pure health, so I don't know what it could be.
That face looks like it should be carrying a basket and Dorothy and Toto underneath it.
I don't even understand that.
It's a hot air balloon, but I couldn't think of another hot air. That face looks like it should be carrying Richard Branson around the world.
See, even that I wouldn't have got.
See, yeah.
I was sitting there, and I just ran the whole computer. The Joe computer ran. I came up with nothing, no hits.
There are no matches for this
no
reference.
matches at all. That might be the medication talking.
Yeah, so I'm back. I'm on new medication. I'm on more medication.
Yeah.
So still getting used to that, too.
A little dizzy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a little tipsy.
Well, this thing with Earl, I don't know what to do. Earl failed you, in your opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, if I had left Earl here
Yeah.
and took Dave or Pitsy or Pepper,
Right.
Earl would have failed you. So
Right.
what do I do at that point?
Yeah, that's true. Earl, where are you going to be failing us today? Have you decided how?
That's the way I'm trying to look at it, Ronnie.
Yeah.
It was. I'm not trying not to take it personally, because he would have failed anyone in that circumstance.
Yeah.
Not just me.
But we don't have any vending machines here. Whereas
Oh, wait, you go get the bag of peanuts.
Yeah, at the hospital.
Push me, Dave.
We were calling him penis breath for a while.
But I mean, here's the thing. I mean, the first day I went in the hospital, I was so late that I missed dinner. So I hadn't eaten anything all day.
I'm starving too.
And then, someone's able to, get me, something to eat in there. Then I want to talk to Ronnie before the procedure. I'm in a very restricted surgical no cell phone area. My brother snuggles in a cell phone to me.
Right.
So I can talk to Ronnie. And I'm just thinking, these aren't Mission Impossibles,
Right.
that these people are pulling off. They just care enough to make sure it happens. So, and I just kind of kept, and every time someone would pull off something nice for me that they're not supposed to do, I even had a nurse let me slide on the insulin, so I didn't have to get one more needle that night.
Could have killed you.
I know. This thing doesn't seem right, does it? Now that I throw that example out.
Only one person plays by the rules, and that's Peanuts. Salt peanuts, salt peanuts.
So
what would you like to say now, Earl? And would you just like to drop this thing?
I honestly, whatever I say, I'm going to get.
What?
No, I mean,
you're going to get what?
No, if I failed you, Fez, I'm sorry. I really am.
Well, why would you say if? Until you get it, you won't get it.
Do I have to tell the story again?
No, you know what?
Your money's no good here.
Now, the person who talked to me was Ant. Ant was furious, and he said that Earl sounded like that thing in Saving Private Ryan, the guy in Saving Private Ryan, who was just laying there panicked and crying while his friend was being murdered on the other side of the door.
Yeah.
And that I cannot get out of my mind.
Well, I knew, we've all seen it in here, where we need something just like right now, and Earl all of a sudden freezes in his tracks.
Yeah.
Loses his hustle. That's exactly what happened. That was the face I saw in the waiting room when he wouldn't walk across the waiting room with me, when they called me to go in. It was that exact same response. I had seen it a million times before.
Like, I'll lay back long enough that I'll be finally forgotten, and I act like I did everything I could.
I'm just going to hide in the background. I'll be the new background Mike.
By the way, background Mike came in one night for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, him and Perry Farrell did an hour and a half with me. Very odd. Fez, here's your buddy. It's the rapper. Hey, Rap.
Hey, buddies. How you doing?
Hey, Rapper.
I went on vacation last week. I didn't even know what was going on, and then I hopped on RonandFez.net one night, and I saw the bad news.
Yeah.
You miss a day, you miss a stent.
Rap, all we want you to do is take Earl out for what we call one of those rap rides. Oh,
hey,
by
I'm
the way,
about ready,
Earl,
he's the master of crisis management. I think he needs a little discipline.
Yeah, he does. Rap, this is, I got to present this to Fez. This is a get well card from Perry Farrell.
Wow.
And his lovely wife, was it Ete?
Yeah.
Ete? Yeah.
Ete.
Yeah.
Fez, darling, get a real well.
He didn't know. He was so...
What?
Seriously, just go with it like I did. It gets even weirder than that.
Get a real well?
Yes, get a real well. That's the new rock way of talking. It's so strange.
I can't even put this up now. It's
Yeah.
so grammatically wrong.
Yeah, rapper, so I don't know what it is with this guy. It's always something.
I think I need to take a ride with him in my Louisville Slugger.
You want to? You want to take a
I'm
Mickey
about
Mantle
ready.
trip with him, Earl?
Earl, just see
He
the
really
sights.
has me pissed off. You'd have been better off having me drive up from South Jersey. I'd have got you there in better time and better shape.
You know what you need to do, Rap, is start keeping an eye on those Jersey terrorists.
You know, Ronnie, I think we need to tell Earl a few of the stories about, what used to happen when we used to cross the tracks.
Yeah, I don't want to
into
bring
his
up the
part of
crossing the
town.
tracks. One of the stories we're not going to tell is crossing the tracks. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're back, Fez. Glad to see you're feeling better. Take care.
Thanks, Rap.
I'll see you.
The Rap's good people.
Oh, he is. Unless he has to cross the track.
Oh, yeah. As long as you're good people.
Yeah.
Rap's good people.
By the way, that character in Save It Prime is Corporal Upham, the guy who just stands and lets his friend get murdered.
Corporal Upham?
Yeah. So Earl Upham.
All right, Earl. You're going to be a Corporal Upham from now on. Is that okay?
I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say.
You seem like that's the same thing that you did with the nurse when it was time to be there, Upham.
Did you even ask the woman if you could come in? Did you even confront the woman?
I was told by her and by, I believe, the security guard. It's like while they were examining him, they couldn't let anyone in.
He was probably looking for cotton candy next. Just continuing with the ballpark
The
snack.
security guard was would have thought you could have talked to him. He was a nice enough guy.
No, but the nurse, she told me, she was like, we can't let anyone in while
My
he's getting
chick
examined.
went and talked to the nurse and the security guard, and she said, well, he's the nervous type. He has anxiety. He needs somebody with him. And this was like 20 minutes after, by the time my chick got there, 20 minutes of you being left alone by Earl. And then they said, oh, we didn't know that. Go ahead right in.
Yeah,
and she got Earl a pass. She got Earl a pass, too.
Yeah, that was the first face I saw.
Yeah.
You know, and Earl, just so you know, I didn't take you with me because I didn't know the directions to the hospital.
He said, I got him there, and I got him treatment. That was my only goal. I go, it wasn't your only goal, Earl. Your goal was to be with him while he got the test. He doesn't like getting tests. He doesn't like needles and blood tests and all that stuff. That's what you had to do.
And that's where, and I had strangers standing over me. You know, my shirt's getting ripped open. They're slapping things on my chest. They're throwing needles in my veins.
And by the way, Lily wakes up. She hears the radio in her terrorist cell. Jumps in a car, comes running over here. God knows she didn't put on any makeup, hair. She goes, what do you need? And I'm like, too bad it wasn't your day. I would have had you take Fez.
Yeah.
And leave Earl in the other room counting carts, like the old days.
Right.
I don't want you to go back to being NEW, Earl. I really don't.
Me neither. I don't even want you to be an ER, Earl.
I wonder if it was Earl who brought Scotzo to the hospital.
Let's not even get into that.
Look what happened there.
Didn't happen
No, don't even go there, Dave.
But seriously,
not even
about that story.
this is a total shoot, Dave. Don't even fucking go there.
But the only thing is, and I'm not going to be on Dave's side with this, but that's something that's always nagged at me too.
It just seems suspicious, that's all. There's a few ends that haven't been tied.
Push me, Dave.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's still a sensitive subject with me. Don't even fucking go there.
Look, let me tell you, even Corporal Upman has his limits.
No, I know. Just seems like maybe... Uh-oh.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
Where's Poe?
I have a stent.
Here he comes.
I have 2 stents.
What are you doing?
Where's
What are you doing coming in here? What are you going to do?
What?
You got to use a mic, Earl. What are you going to do?
Don't go there, Dave.
What are you going to do?
Don't even go there. I'm dead serious.
Dave, what did you say that had him so angry?
I just feel like maybe you quickened Scotzo's lifespan. In other words, you might have had a little
you want to know what the truth was? No, you don't even go there, Dave.
Small part.
What's the truth? What's the truth, Dave?
Did you take him to the hospital?
I wasn't even there when I got a phone call.
You didn't?
See?
You weren't there?
I got a phone call.
I know that feeling.
But
yeah.
That was 9 months of hell, Dave. 9.
Yeah.
Right, but maybe
9 months of hell. Don't go there, Dave. I'm dead serious when I say this. Do not go there.
It's possible you created the hell.
No, I did not create the hell.
Oh,
just saying.
I'm gonna walk out now before I lose my job because I'm gonna lose my temper and lose my job.
Just the way you treated Fez
there he
was
goes.
What?
We're gonna lose a microphone.
I'm just theorizing. Don't.
Earl.
Oh, God.
Earl, come back. Earl.
Well, this isn't helping with stress.
Yeah.
Again.
Just theorizing, that's all.
He's out to get me.
Earl, what are you upset about? What did Dave say? What's got you so upset, buddy? Look at me.
I'm upset that it was a Muni comment, nothing about me.
Well, you're just a new baby. He doesn't have time for you. He likes the old one. Earl, what's got you so upset about Dave? Upman, grab a mic. You're on radio.
No, I understand. No, I'm just that was a very painful period, Dave. Extremely painful.
Well, what did he say wrong?
There's just some common threads.
No, I was there for him. I was there.
He was a guy you looked up to.
He was like a father to me.
He passed
He
away.
was family.
Fez, had his medical problems.
What's Fez like to you?
Fez is family to me. You all are.
So was
You
Scott.
really are.
So was Scott.
Is Dave like family to you?
All of us.
Well, then tell him that you love him.
Aw.
I love you. I'll tell you that much right now.
But you know what? That was an extremely painful period, Dave. Don't even joke about it, please.
I'm not. You have that Kevorkian.
All right, I don't want to start thinking of him as Corporal Kevorkian. He's Corporal Upman, and that's it.
No, I was just saying. It's an observation. That's all. There's just common threads.
Then let it go.
Yeah, it's time to let it go. Drew, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies, I was wondering, Earl, did you have a hard time getting in because you told the nurse that it was you plus two more?
Oh, yeah. Earl?
No.
You know that you can't take peanuts into an emergency room.
And for the last time, I didn't have any peanuts in the ER at all.
Pistachios?
Well, what drove me nuts is while I was laying in there, and I hear the beeping of my heart going on, I see other people coming into the emergency room with family members. And I don't mean just one. I mean, people coming in with a mom or an aunt or a brother or something. A couple of people. A boyfriend or a girlfriend. And I'm like, I can't get one guy in here? Something doesn't seem right. And I saw other people walking past my curtain with, other people telling them it would be all right and holding their hand.
You're like an orphan at Christmas.
I really was.
Well, it's difficult to check on someone when you're chewing a lot.
Were you as lonely as Scotzo?
Oh, I'm sure I was. At the end, sure.
Earl, did you visit him?
9 months.
With snacks?
And then he had the baby?
Grin that stupid grin, Dave.
He does have a big grin.
It really does.
He doesn't believe
I'm happy.
I like this job too much.
I'm happy Fez is here. That's the only reason why I'm smiling.
And this is from the heart. I'm thrilled to death you're back, Fez. I really am.
Thank you.
I really
You tried to get rid of me, but I'm back.
I did not try to get rid of me. Believe me. The time you were in, it was
Earl,
sleepless
if you had a time machine, what would you have done? Because he said the other day, if he had a time machine, he would have went back and did the same thing.
What? Why would you do that to me twice?
I actually said to him, you don't understand the concept of time machine.
No.
No one goes back to do the same thing.
Yes, I want to keep everything completely unchanged.
So I'll go back and not change it. It can't be done.
It's ridiculous. Then why bother going back? Just to pat yourself on the back for what?
You're
and
doing it.
Maybe he could pick up more snacks.
Watch, this is where I said your money's no good here.
He just said snacks. He just brought up snacks. Earl, what would you do if you had a time machine?
I mean, if I had a time machine, I mean, I can't even think straight right now, quite honestly.
What would you do if you were invisible?
The same thing. He pretty much was at the hospital on Wednesday.
Maybe was there.
Oh, man.
Up him.
Yeah, the only thing separating me from tearing you apart right now.
Well, I
really
came
is.
in here before and you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
No, because
I remember being on the other side of the glass from you.
Oh, man. The only
didn't help.
difference is there's no snack machine on that side today. Earl, did you go to the cafeteria at all?
No, I went to the corner, took a walk. I walked to the
All
corner.
the things
and
I would
walked
have loved to have done.
Why would you go take a walk when your man is in the emergency room?
Well, there was nothing. At that point, they were giving him treatment. What else can I do? What, am I going to cut his chest open?
Stand next to him and be there for him.
But at the very least, you've got your other guys on the air doing a show. So what happens if they call? Oh, I'm down the street at the deli?
That is what happened.
You're kidding.
So we're going. And I was.
I have no update for you.
Yes. So we're going, Earl. I did not send you there.
That is not true. That was this is well after the show.
You're kidding.
Don't lie to him now. Don't lie to Fez now. Stop the lying. You
am not. That part I am not lying. The time I took a walk, I remember the time. It was 3:45.
We heard the sounds of Times Square. You were like walking around in some busy intersection. It was clearly not.
I heard
the
Donkey
hospital.
Kong.
There was
He must have went to one of those 80s video joints.
It wasn't the sounds of a hospital. I mean, everyone.
Oh, you cannot hear us with wait a
minute. Hold on. I went outside because the reception was really bad in the emergency room. I went outside. I was standing outside the emergency room because that was the only time I could hear. I couldn't hear anything.
But why'd you go into an arcade?
Why were you leaning?
We're on Lexington. There's no arcades there. Just stop bold-faced lying.
I'm not. It's the way it sounded like. You playing skee-ball and eating peanuts left and right.
They still have skee-ball down there?
Keep at it, Dave.
Where'd you go? To the old Atlantic City thing? Did you watch the horse dive into the water? Where the hell's he going? I need to go to these old-time fun houses with him. Earl, I'm going to say 2 words, and you just tell me whether you were there while Fez was being looked at. Coney Island.
No.
Earl?
No.
Okay.
You smell of Nathan's.
That's his cologne.
Starving. We have any no heart attack dogs that we could eat? They need to make a no heart attack hot dog.
They really do.
So you haven't started to get on your diet yet?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've just eaten the,
a little more sensible.
Exactly. The chicken and vegetables is about all I've had since I've gotten out of the hospital. No sugar, no caffeine, none of that stuff. So, yeah, I'm back where I started after the heart attack. Sugar-free Jell-O for dessert.
Right.
That sort of thing.
You're back to Awful Town.
I am really sitting in Awful Town.
Jesus. How wacky. How wacky. Well, at times, it's like this, it's good to see who's there for you and who's off eating peanuts.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it does shake through.
Yeah.
It becomes quite obvious, quite clear in crises.
Earl, would you like to say something to Fez?
Again, I want to stress that I'm glad that I'm back. I'm glad you're back. I'm not thinking straight when I get pissed off. I'm sorry. When I get pissed off, I don't think straight. I really don't.
I'm glad you're back, too, buddy.
I'm glad you're back. I really am.
You're a maniac.
No, I'm not thinking. I'm just really pissed off right now.
It's because your conscience is probably
not my conscience. Keep talking, Dave. You're lucky that microphone. That microphone is your only shield right now. It really is. It's the only thing protecting you right now.
You said that you care about Fez. Where the fuck were you when he was in the hospital?
You weren't even there, Roy.
No one was.
Roy was there as much as you were.
That's so true.
It's BS, Ronnie. He says he cares about Fez. Where the fuck was he? That's all I got to say. I'm out.
Yeah, because you won't let me defend myself. That's why.
Go ahead and defend yourself.
Fucking coward.
Go ahead and defend yourself.
Were you afraid you were going to see blood?
No, I was.
Is that why you didn't come in with me?
When people from the hospital tell you can't come in, I'm not going to fight that. My main concern was right now making sure you get treatment.
Were you afraid you were going to see me in my shorts when they were pulling my clothes off of me?
Earl, the thing is, Fez might have got a stent, but you also had a fun day. You were out, you were on the tilt-a-whirl, you got a bag of peanuts, some cotton candy. He came back from the hospital with you, had a stuffed poodle under each arm.
Now, I know you can't win those at the hospital.
I know you can't.
You can't. They don't even have them in the gift shop.
Dan, you're on Fez.
Hey, was Earl down at Palisades Park?
Earl, are you there with Fez right now? Earl, what's the update on Fez?
Your money's no good here.
Earl, I can't hear you. All I hear is Funtown. That's pinball.
Skee ball.
Spin and win, whatever it stops on's what you get. bear a dog every time. You're the spinner, you're the winner. How about you, young man? All dressed in black? Want to knock over these milk cartons?
2 chili dogs for Earl Upham.
Earl, I gotta tell you the truth. This is not your finest hour. Not your finest hour. Here's Scott. Scott, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Earl, Sunday's peanuts, Sunday shells, my friend. Oh.
I didn't know what that meant. Maybe it's something Earl can decode.
Sounds like a Sinatra song.
Let's break here. Fez Whatley is back. It's the Ron and Fez show.